What do you want to talk about?
Whatever we want. I've got topics for days. I'm so Call it Topicana. Fresh squeezed.
What's up, everybody?
I just touched Andy's knee with my bare foot.
Ooh, there's some flirting happening in the studio today. Welcome to Topicana. Today we're going to do some advice type questions that we found on the internet. We're going to give you our spicy hot take.
Spicy.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've done this, so
Yeah.
I think we need to get back in the groove again.
We're going to get our groove back, and it's going to happen before your very ears.
I think we stopped rotating questions at this point.
Yeah, we just kind of wing it and ding it. You know, what are we
Yeah.
feeling that day, which I think is kind of nice.
I mean, I think people just want to hear us gab, right?
Yeah, you're not here to hear an in-depth question to if you money and ethics were no issue, what sort of funeral would you have? Which we've already done.
Right.
We have many of those Topicanas. If you're listening on our main feed, you're non-patron. You just now getting a taste of Topicana, but there are many years worth if you want to become a patron at patreon.com/NOTLP. And to those of you who are patrons who are hearing this a week earlier than everybody else.
Yeah, and thank you for being a patron. We were literally right before we recorded, we ordered a new mixer.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're interested, we were kicking around this idea, and I'll throw this out to you
I
guys.
think it's a silly idea. Who wants a broken
Amy
mixer?
thinks it's a silly idea. It's a partially working old mixer.
I mean, clearly we're recording on it.
It has 3 working inputs and then 3 working outputs for headphones, although they aren't the same 3 on each side, so they different. You have to number them differently. But I think someone out there, if you're listening, we always need money to fund this thing.
I think Freddy's idea is, I'm not gay, but $20 is $20.
Yeah, you want to
Exactly.
buy this thing?
Like if somebody wants it as a collector's item, I thought maybe it'd be a
Email?
fun thing. A lot of episodes were recorded on
A
this.
lot of years on this thing.
So
Crew@notlp.com.
And if you want, we can lick it before you send it out too.
Oh, Andy for sure is
Before
gonna
we
lick that.
stick it.
No matter what, you're getting some Andy DNA on that thing.
I bet I can tell you exactly when we started using it too, but we can keep going and I'll get back to you.
Okay, well, do you want me to read the we're gonna just read some Dear Abby questions or
Yes.
Dear Prudence, depends on what lady you're writing into.
What lady you're feeling that moment?
I pulled up Dear Abby questions and I
Okay.
typed in Dear Abby funny,
Oh,
and these are kind of wacky, crazy, kooky questions.
I don't know if I can handle it.
I like a kooky question,
Yeah.
Andy.
Okay, this
Kooky
one is,
question.
Dear Abby, I'm the happily married mother of 2 teenage boys. The other day, I heard my older son, age 17, talking with a friend about twerking.
Oh.
I have never heard about it, and now I'm worried. Is twerking a drug term? Is it similar to tripping, getting high, or catfishing? My 17-year-old is supposed to go to Princeton next year on a sports scholarship, and I'm afraid if twerking will derail him from his chartered path.
Twerking house.
Thank you for any advice you may have.
Ma'am, does your Google broken?
And also, I'm going to say this sounds fake.
Yes, fake as shit.
But Dear Abby actually replied.
What does Dear Abby say? It's like curiosity.
It says, don't panic. Tripping and getting high, as you already know, refer to altered states of consciousness as a result of drugs. Catfishing is something else. Blah, blah, blah. The twerking your son referring to is a dance.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I want to hear the
Something I
somebody
pretend to
needs
do in the living room sometimes for fun.
a follow up with some of these people.
Well,
That's one of them.
first of all, I'm going to go with it's not real.
Yeah. And that's very
Yeah.
pearl clutching. And this lady has the wherewithal to write in, but doesn't know to just Google things.
Well, was it a paper
Because
letter?
twerking it came up, I mean, the word came into the public consciousness so much so that this clearly lily white lady is just now hearing about it
Was
in
that
the
a
internet
date?
age, which
No,
means
I think there wasn't a date.
Oh, okay.
which means the internet exists for her to Google things.
Yeah.
So that's why I think this is fake.
But also, I feel I want to give her the benefit of the doubt, but there's a lot of old people out there that
It's true.
don't know about technology still.
Yeah, that's
But are you old with a 17-year-old?
Well, maybe she had.
Where I can't.
It depends on when. I
Picking
need
at
to know how old this lady is too. I
Yeah.
think that should have been.
Do you think she was like the Charleston?
addendum.
That's a dance.
She was the world's oldest mother.
She could have like. I feel like she's
Religious, maybe?
like the Inquirer as grandma gives birth to at 60 or something.
Well, you know how like the Scientologists and the Mormons and the this and that, they're not supposed to read about certain things. They're not supposed to go to certain places.
I could
the
become
internet.
this person. I think.
Yeah.
Like with I was
If you put TikTok away.
I just TikTok has kept me slightly informed, but like, God, I live like an old person a lot of the
I don't
time.
even access TikTok.
Yeah.
So I'm even worse than you.
So I am missing.
I don't access any social media.
The trends are slipping, man, and pretty soon I'll be writing in about my I don't have anyone in my life that would probably be twerking.
Well, it'll be a different term in the future.
Yeah, the
We'll move
future
on.
twerk.
We'll have moved on from twerking. It'll be some other lascivious dance at the pearl clutchers or
What
up in
was
arms
the
about.
one? It was the lambada.
The
when we were
forbidden
kids.
dance.
That's
Yeah.
forbidden, and that was two people. So lambada, really, when you think about it, is more sexually charged than twerking, right?
I mean, just designed that way. But then twerking
Yeah.
is very sexually charged if you watch one Miss Megan Thee Stallion do it. Advice. I'm asking for your advice, both of you, right now, live, to tape. I have no social media that I access on a regular basis other than Reddit, but I don't really feel like I'm not participating. I'm just reading.
Yeah.
But like, am I going to be okay? I am missing out on so much culture, I feel like, by not going on
You're
to
not though.
Instagram all the time.
Your brain
or
can't handle that much.
TikTok.
I feel Reddit is a very good source of social
Okay,
media
good.
because there's
Yeah.
so much there.
So I'm still getting informed.
And my Instagram feed is full of thoughts, so it's not like I'm getting informed.
You're not.
From
You're not.
Instagram.
They're not viral thoughts. Not viral asses.
THOTS.
THOTSs.
Taking in too much is the opposite end of where I'm at, where I'm taking in very little,
I just hear people talk about things,
and you feel left
and
out.
I'm like, what the fuck are they even talking about?
Right. It's okay though.
You also
gotta
have
tell
Google
yourself
too.
it's okay.
I don't like, but I don't even know what to Google if I don't know a thing is happening. You know what I
What
mean?
is happening?
The dick,
Google, what is happening?
the pole vaulter dick thing.
I had to
that
tell
was
you
days
about it.
later.
But can I
Freddy
tell
told
you,
me
though?
about it.
Well, aren't you glad though it got
No,
dosed out
I
a
would have
little
loved
bit?
to have seen
You want
that
to
and been part of
participate?
it.
You did. You just were a little.
Well,
late.
I miss old Twitter so
What
much.
are you gonna bring? Like you or me or anybody gonna bring to the dick hit the parallel bar?
I just
want to
giggle with my friends about it.
Let's do it now. You ready?
All right.
On,
Yeah.
on three, guys. 1, 2, 3.
I hate you so much.
Dick giggles.
Diggles.
I don't know. I just don't.
Well,
wanna.
you have to also remember that social media travels so fast at this point
This is true.
that even if you're in it, it'll be gone from your mind within a couple of days anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, it's like too much. You're not. I don't think you can appreciate.
I just don't.
And because I was hitting it hard for a while there because I was trying to promote music, so I was on every fucking site. And
Freddie Morris, find him on all your streaming music platforms.
yeah, because I can't do that shit anymore. I can't.
FREDDY.
Can't do 4 or 5 social networks, and then but also you want to, they tell you when you're running social media for like a business, you're supposed to kind of engage on what's the current topics are. But it's just too goddamn much for a real person to deal with.
It takes a certain type of person to be engaged in social media constantly.
Yeah.
I think they're just younger.
And also, I have to say, you're not missing out much on the pole vault dick.
Oh, okay.
Like when you hear saying, "Hey, his dick hit the pole vault," you think there was this giant schlong that
right.
knocked it over, but it seems like a regular sized dick.
The
Nothing to be afraid of.
the angle of the picture makes
And
it look awful big.
It
and
was
also-
no Lenny Kravitz's dick
Yeah.
popping out of his pants. That rocked the world.
It's not the dick that knocked the bar over.
Right.
It was society.
his
was
leg or
society.
something.
No, his hip or he
Yeah.
was too close to the
yeah.
bar anyway.
There is
so-
that still shot of his stuff is hanging over the pole a little bit.
I mean, could he be wearing underwear? No, he
possible.
cannot be.
Is he twerking?
No.
Is his mom concerned? Is this mom concerned about pole
Oh,
vaulting?
you know what? She thought it was tweaking.
No.
Now,
Okay.
tweaking is a thing you do when you're on meth.
Yeah.
You're a tweaker.
Tweaky bird.
I like how we're giving this lady so much space and grace.
Listen, I'm nothing if not a well of grace.
You guys want a kind of serious one? Kinda serious?
Don't make me cry.
No. This is from slate.com. They're Dear Prudence.
Yeah.
Andy pulled up Dear Abby. I pulled Dear Prudence. We're all pulling somebody.
Okay, question. If you had to write into advice, would you write into Prudence or Abby?
I feel like Abby
Prudence
is more
is newer.
fun, but Prudence is more sophisticated and
I don't know.
up to date.
I'll go Dear Abby because she's the OG, and Prudence just sounds like a judgmental person.
True.
Because her name's Prudence. And it's also the name of Amy Skyrim character.
It's the name of my Skyrim character.
Well, it's a character. I can get behind that, but a real person named Prudence?
She has no pants
Yeah,
on right now.
I can't trust a real Prudence.
Yeah.
So this Dear Prudence, who I don't even know if that person's not even real, right? It's like a conglomerate of people at Slate.
Oh, I'm sure.
So it maybe, I don't know. I just made that up. Dear Prudence, I have moved a lot in my life. Oh, I should tell you the headline is Help. I'm desperate for a ride or die best friend, but I keep striking out.
Aw.
Dear Prudence, I've moved a lot in my life. At first, it was due to divorced parents and then just became my pattern. I've been in my current spot for 20 years now, though, and I'm a fun-loving person. She likes jokes. I always have a large group of friends around. However, I haven't had a bestie since I was 12, and it seems like I just don't ever get to that level with friends. I desperately want a ride or die, close friendship. I've tried everything I know to be vulnerable, supportive, interested, attentive, etc., and to let certain women know I adore their company and want to lean in more, and it never takes, in quotes. I'm coming to fear I'm only superficially likable, and maybe that's true. Yet I've seen all types of folks have besties. I'm surrounded by lovely people, but I'm lonely.
Oh my God.
Why am I never on the short list for the real deal, genuine best friend? And I don't know Prudence's response because they put them behind a paywall now. But I wanted to.
You got to pay for Prudence.
You have to pay for Prudence.
You know,
It's on our OnlyFans.
on the Cincinnati
Yeah.
subreddit, I see a lot this kind of post. That's how do you make friends here when you didn't grow up
Well, and
here?
also, how do you make friends as an adult now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
I
a
feel
real,
that's the hardest part.
because people don't go out as much. So it's not as easy to like run into people and to meet new people. A lot of people working from home. You don't hang out with your coworkers as much. You don't.
Yeah, we're set up for not succeeding.
We're we're a tribal social animal, but we're acting like we're not right now.
Yeah, well, they say that like people are angrier, should have shorter tempers now.
I do.
There's something called, I was in that article recently about that woman who threw the Chipotle bowl at the worker at Chipotle and then was sentenced to work in fast food. Who the judge in that case, and there's something called the Real Housewives phenomena or something that some of them are ascribing. A lot of this attitude is that we've been watching people behave that way on reality shows.
It's been normalized.
Calm down with
It's been normalized.
blaming that on the housewives. That's like
Okay.
I don't know. I guess because it's when they really were throwing a lot of shit at each other.
Are people getting angrier or is things just being recorded more?
Well,
I think
according
both.
to the legal
I think
system,
we-
people are angrier.
I think
'cause-
we've come
yeah.
out of the pandemic really angry. I think that was a really bad time. And where a lot of people were disappointed by the people around them.
And that makes the world hard to make friends in.
Yeah.
Is my point.
But this person, I feel bad for them, but they also sound like they might be a friend slut. Like they're just any old bestie will do. Every woman I meet.
They want to ride or die, though.
Well, then I feel she needs to pick one person and, hey, you want to hang out or something and test people.
She says she's been doing that. And
Well,
none
are
have
these
stuck.
people? So you ride or die? Are these people with kids? Like
Right. If
they
you're
can't be there for you like
Yeah.
you want.
if you're a childless adult,
A childless cat
Like
lady like
us.
myself. Except I have dogs.
yeah, I think having good, strong friendships with other childless adults is really key. Although not to say you can't have. The thing is, if you're looking for a ride or die, anyone with a family, you can't be their ride or die because if you're their ride or die, and their
Then they're
family
neglecting
isn't, then they're neglecting their family, right? Because they're putting
Well,
you before their family, technically,
yeah.
in a lot of ways. Because ride or die really means something to me.
Like
Like if somebody said to me that you are my best friend, I would die for you.
You're right.
I like in this room are my best friends.
Oh, I would
right
die
now.
for everybody in this room. 100%.
But once I get outside of this room, man, it gets a little more tricky. There's family, yeah, obviously, but then there's like those friendships.
Some of my family, I'm eyeballing. Like, would I?
I've lost a lot of people from my life who were, I thought, ride or die friends. You know, who just turns out they weren't, and that's human nature. I think is like we tell each other that stuff, that the thing about found family and all that, and then when it comes to, you know, big life things, big life decisions, you're either going to move down the path of being a family person or someone with a lot of friends, I think.
Right.
And this person is trying desperately to find somebody like that, I think.
I will also recommend therapy for her before.
Maybe there's something going on with you.
There's something going on like that where you feel you're surrounded by people, but you feel so lonely at the same time. There's something.
Learn to enjoy your own company.
Missing a little bit.
A lot of that's depression.
Yeah,
it's a sign of depression.
I think it's hard. What does ride or die really mean? You know what I mean? I know that Andy would drop anything to help me in an emergency, but like I'm not gonna be like, hey Andy, I need to paint the outside of the house and would love some help. Yeah, I mean, like he has every right, and I would totally expect him to go, bitch, shut up.
Amy, you're ride or die though. It's interesting how you measure that on big life things. But to me, the helping paint the house is part of the ride or die friendship thing, where you're like,
though Andy would offer to help, and he absolutely would, and he would do
always has
more work than he needs to
everything
do.
in this house.
I know
is
better because Andy helped with it.
Basically, Andy helps with almost every project we've done in this house.
It's Amy's house, and Andy helped.
But that's right. That's some ride or die shit too. Because I mean, honestly,
you're right.
How often are you gonna have to take a bullet for somebody or give them a kidney?
Yeah, I need to know what this lady wants out of her friendship.
Yeah, it's that kidney. I think she's looking for a kidney, and that's what everybody knows.
Like I don't know what she wants besides hanging out, and does she want like deep conversations all the time, and just
can we just
one-on-one interactions?
Watch
or something?
Housewives and just not talk?
Yeah.
That would be cool.
I mean, like some of my best memories with friends is literally just watching things together in silence.
I have Andy, who is also a childless person, and so we spend a lot more time together than I do, say, with my people that have kids.
Yeah.
Because that's just naturally part of it. Now, do I feel as close? No, because we don't spend as much time together. I don't feel as close to you, but you're still my friend, and I'd still do anything for my my friend girl Kelley.
Yeah.
If she needed it, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it is like you only have so much to give the world.
This is true. And the world is demanding a lot more lately.
And that's true of you
my life.
as the person who wants to find these ride or die friends, but it's also true of the people you're trying to recruit as your ride or die. They have a lot. People have a lot of shit going on.
So don't be.
Yeah, you can't expect.
Be a light.
You
not
have
a
to be
burden.
pragmatic about what people can give you.
Yeah.
You have to settle a little bit sometimes. Like maybe it's not a ride or die. Maybe what you do is you just keep making these small friendships until one of them just happens to be that.
And also, like sometimes, like bitch, maybe you're the problem.
Could be. Maybe she.
All
maybe she
these
farts
women
a
don't
lot.
want to be my friend.
It's all these people that say like every job I've had is awful. It's like and like all these males, all these men are crazy. All these ladies are crazy. I can't find anybody to date.
Yeah.
Like sometimes
it's
the
you.
one common denominator is you.
Yeah, that's true.
I hate when I discover that about my life. In moments of my life where I'm like, everybody really fucking sucks. Is it everybody, Amy?
It's hard though.
Is it you?
Like, this is somebody who said they've always had big groups of friends until they were moving around, right? So
Well, I moved a lot when I was a kid. It wasn't until I moved to Cincinnati when I was 12 that we stopped moving so much. So I kind of relate to that childhood of moving around and then kind of hitting adulthood and not having friends. Now, I was lucky to meet you, Freddy, in high school, and with you came a lot of friends. They were not my friends that I made on my own. I was lucky.
If I think of the ride or dies that I had, a lot of my ride or dies are dead. Like, and that's because when we hung out, like growing up, Amy, my friend group, became like a more responsible kind of type of person as when I met Amy. But I could see
you were hanging out with degenerates before that.
You think when you're with somebody that ride or die, it's even easier to convince yourself of that when you're just hanging out in a guy's house, like where his parents are never there, and you're just getting high, and they're really, really fucking high, and then they're really into the drugs, and they're like, I love you, you know, I do anything for you, but I won't participate in regular society ever at all.
Yeah.
But you're the guy because you can drive me somewhere next week. Like there was those people too. Like that'll happen. You can delude
Users.
yourself. You just delude yourself.
I pretended to be a girl's friend when I was a young teen so we could go to her pool.
Yeah.
And I do feel bad about that. But I didn't want to be her friend.
I think even adults are susceptible to that. You know,
Yeah.
you meet like sometimes really toxic people are super charming.
That takes a
I
lot.
meet somebody with a pool.
That takes a lot to be somebody friends with somebody just for a certain thing. Because I don't think there's anything that I would fake being a friend for anything.
No. Not now, but when I was like 13, I was like, damn, I want to go to a pool.
I get the feeling of that male loneliness everyone's talking about, which I think is also now female loneliness. Isn't it affecting everyone?
I think it's just a certain amount of loneliness.
Yeah, that it's worse. Since
A higher amount. Yeah.
So I get this idea because I miss having that kind of cushion of like when you threw a party, you knew you had a full house of people, and then you get to a certain point, and then you're just like, hey, I'm having a barbecue, and no one can come, and then you're just standing there eating 5 pounds of brisket over the garbage in the middle of the night. You know what I mean?
I love leftovers though.
They're real good.
I like when a party has a lot of left.
Cold barbecue.
Shit.
Pretty good.
We didn't even open that bag of chips.
Yeah.
Shit.
Or it's like, oh, the bag's already open, the dip's already out. Might as well finish it.
Might as well finish it off then. I mean,
And I'm guilty of that shit too. Like of especially
bailing.
just bailing. But it's usually I'm sick, honestly.
It's like you have to put in the work in friendship.
Yeah.
Like sometimes things just don't happen. You have to actually reach out and make plans and stick to the plans.
It's hard. Yeah, it takes work.
And you can't be upset if somebody changes plans on you too, because sometimes things come up.
Shit happens, and even sometimes it's just panic,
Yeah.
social anxiety, which I have, and I think everyone in my close circle has. So I get it. Sometimes at the day of the event, you're just in a panic.
I have to go to a wine place tomorrow, and I don't like wine
Yeah.
and places like that. But I'm gonna go because my friends want to go,
So you're whining about it now.
and I'm gonna whine about it right
She
now.
asked me to go, but I would have been a fifth wheel,
We would have been.
third wheel.
Yeah.
Fifth wheel's tractor trailer.
You go on the Catalina wine mixer? Oh
Yep.
my God.
I know. It's called Skeleton Root.
That doesn't sound whiny
It's down
to
by
me.
Finley. Finley Market. Look it up. It's a cool ass place in Cincinnati.
So, lady that wrote into Prudence, I hope you're doing better.
Yeah, I hope you found your ride or die.
Yeah. And if you subscribe to Slate, you could tell us what she actually said.
Oh, like lady, like RuPaul says, if you can't learn to love yourself,
How the hell?
Yeah.
You gonna love somebody else.
So good luck, lady. So this one is from Dear Abby. There's no headline, but it's a short one. I don't want to appear conceited, but I'm forced to admit that I am one guy who has everything.
Oh!
Women are always flocking around me and telling me how good looking I am and what a marvelous personality I have.
Wow.
I'm beginning to find this pretty annoying, extremely tiring.
Oh, no.
I just want to live a normal, quiet life. How can I dissuade these hopeful females?
Wear underwear when you're pole vaulting.
So, is it he has a big dick?
That's what it
He has
sounds
BDE.
like. He has BDE.
Yeah.
He thinks he does, at least.
Yeah.
It's probably a regular.
Women are throwing themselves at him, and he's sick of it.
You can't say that you have yourself has BDE. Somebody has to give that to you.
Right.
So he's just so gorgeous that women are constantly hitting on him. This does not sound real either.
Yes.
It sounds like a male fantasy.
Yeah. I mean, just from
It sounds like rage bait.
do women in general? I mean, I don't want to stereotype. But
Don't you mean
think
don't you mean females?
women tend to they
Females?
I feel like women don't do that as much as this guy lets on that
I-
they do. But maybe he's experiencing a certain kind of person.
Other than you, I don't think I've ever walked up to anybody and said, gosh, you're gorgeous.
Yeah.
I've never felt that way about anybody other than you. My husband, Freddy.
Thank you, Amy.
Well, that's not true. If Pedro Pascal was here.
Let's say, not to mention that
Yeah.
you that's BS, but I appreciate it.
But no, I've never done anything like that. And I don't know that I've known any other women that have been like, I have to simply go throw myself at this man. I've never experienced that.
I have seen women and men together like lust after someone in the room who was 15, 20 feet away. You know what I mean?
But yeah, they didn't go up.
But it's never
and
like
bother.
the actual like pestering of a
He's so
catcalling
good
of.
looking. He has to be pestered.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've met like guys like this though.
Yeah.
That
God.
truly believe that, and you look at them like it's literally delusion and I think a mental illness in a certain way.
Some of them manifested though, even though
I've
they
known
might
dudes
not
like
even
that who
be.
think everybody wants them, and so like you're any attention that you're giving them that they're annoyed with or they don't want because you're not worthy of their, you know what I mean, like of wanting them, and it's like, but I'm just trying to talk to you like a human being.
Yeah.
I have felt that way.
Well, also these are the kind of guys who they'll put that energy out there, and yes, they'll get somebody to go home with them or whatever, but they have no substance of character at all because they're so self-obsessed clearly that they just think everyone in the room wants them.
Yeah, that person's, they can claim like, you know, they're being humble, but
Yeah, I mean it's funny. Like we said like that's a fake letter, but at the same time it's like this could be honestly real.
could be, but my God, what a dick.
Like,
What did Dear Abby say? Shut the fuck up.
she just says keep talking. It just it's like I remember I was in college and for some reason this guy brought up because we had message boards back then. This was way back.
Oh, internet message boards?
Yes,
or
it was a class message board.
Okay.
And some guy was said something about the only reason that woman is very Harrison Butker. What he said, he was like, the only reason that women are in college is to find a husband and find him, to meet somebody. And then somebody confronted him during class about this. It was like an open discussion thing, and he like doubled down.
Oh,
So
really?
the scary thing is that there are people like this.
No,
And-
I had a professor damn near say the same thing in a class. He said communications majors are just trophy wives in
Yeah.
training. To a room full of mixed, like there were communications majors in the class. Like,
and this guy was like saying like just women are intimidated by me. That's why I can't find anybody.
Oh my God.
It's stuff he just kept
it's intimidating.
digging his own hole. And
You ever say
After
somebody
reading this
doesn't
letter-
like you because they're intimidated
Yeah.
by you, understand that they just don't like
Yeah.
you.
so we can say all these letters are fake as much as we want, but then
people do
these
exist.
people exist.
Yeah.
God.
And that's the scary part of this world. It seems like we can't tell what's real and fake anymore.
This is true.
Yeah, and it's shocking sometimes because I always presume that everyone is at least on average
Honest?
as intelligent and as observant at least as I am. This is my baseline
Oh, yeah.
when I'm out and interacting with adults in public that I don't know. But I am shocked sometimes
You should be.
at like how fucking different some people think in that way, where it's not even that, it's just
But you hear about the
different, but it's
extremes
so-
more than you do about the regular guys.
It's weird though when you meet somebody, and this probably goes back to that one trying to find friends too, is that like once you get somebody talking, you're like, oh, that's a lot of work. I got to work around a lot of things here in order to be a friend with this person. Like they're probably, most of them, it's hard to cultivate that person that you feel comfortable with, that you're not going to fight politics with all the time, that you're not going to disagree on food with all the time. Like there's all these little things, and really you've got to realize that people are so freaking different who grew up in different circumstances than you. So it's easy for people who like me, who were planted in a city, to make friends long term because we grew up together. We all have similar experiences,
That's
at
true.
least,
Yeah.
So I think that's real hard. And with guys like that guy's experience is in his own mind. He's created an experience. He thinks he's God's gift.
Yeah.
So could you imagine just trying to make friends with a guy like that? And that's the thing you got to get past, is that he thinks everybody wants him
Yeah.
all the time.
I need to see a picture of this dude first.
Yes. Exactly. Because I'm going to guarantee you it ain't pretty.
I mean, it's okay to say that sometimes people are just ugly.
Ugly in their souls.
Yeah.
That's for goddamn sure.
Guys I knew, like that guy, always had a certain kind of car and wore Drakkar Noir in the 90s at least.
Do they still make that? I
I
wonder.
don't know. They make
Toyota
stuff
Celicas.
scented like it. It wasn't a bad cologne, really.
He always drove cars that were 2 doors.
Sports coupes. Mm-hmm. And they were always like, I'm thinking high school time. In
Sports
high school,
coupes.
we had a handful of dudes like this that had sports coupe where it was relatively new car. And you're like, wow, somebody's
get that?
TCBY job's paying off. Or whatever it was. And
You have to explain what that is, because TCBY is the country's best yogurt.
Oh, I thought
It
it
was
was
a frozen
that can't be
yogurt shop. Man, they had one at.
Is that what it is? This
You
can't
see.
be yogurt?
I was just joking.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to remember what it stood for, and I said that can't be yogurt.
Okay.
It was ice cream. It wasn't healthy.
No, it was
It
full of sugar.
was the guy who started the New Kids on the Block did the TCBY too.
Oh, really?
It was one of his businesses.
But
Lou
Amy
Pearlman.
said that he was on campus. I went
Yep.
there every day.
Every day, and I got strawberry,
good.
man. And I thought I was being healthy because it's
Yogurt.
frozen yogurt.
It helps for your gut biome.
It's not soft serve. Bitch, that was soft serve.
Especially when you put all the toppings. Like, sure, put some Oreos on
Yeah,
there.
go for it.
It was really good though, right? If I
was.
remember right,
I could
it's tasty.
go for a TCBY
It was
right
like
now.
better than like Orange Leaf and all those other places, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that was a good place to make a friend or two at UC's TCBY.
University of Cincinnati, if anybody's
Yeah,
wondering.
hang out there. You could scope. Yeah, I mean Dungeons and Dragons was always a good way.
Yeah, if you're willing to you know,
back
if
to
you're not
college.
into that or like learn about it,
Yeah, because you get people to play characters.
play magic like our friend Fozzie.
You get to see sides
that's-
of people that they don't
Yeah.
normally show people when they're a role playing type of person. You can go to
Yeah.
a game night with them and probably learn a lot more than you would from somebody just going to a ball game with them
Yeah.
or a movie.
A ball game.
But back to
You're such a grandpa.
this hot shot. This hot shot. Everybody wants to eat him up, guy. Did we close the book on him? Did you want to know?
If he's real, fuck you. Fuck you so much. I hate you.
Because I keep thinking about friends now, friendships. And that guy's not going to get one.
You guys are my best
He
friends.
should hook up with that lonely lady.
Yeah. And then
See how it goes.
he would attract all these women that would become her friends.
Ah.
And then they can bond over how big of an asshole he is.
Yep.
You want to hear a marital one?
Yes.
Dear Prudence, help. I told my wife about a woman from my past. Her huge reaction makes no sense. Maybe I should have kept it myself. Dear Prudence, I'm happily married and have been with my wife for almost 5 years. We have a great relationship and tell each other everything. To a fault on my part, so it seems. I mentioned to her that many years ago I dated a woman in a different country. She is triggered any time that this country comes in the news. Accent in the movies, etc. I do not think about this relationship at all, but she seems disgusted with me whenever the slightest related thing reminds her of this long past relationship. Do you have any advice on how I can help ease her frustration and discomfort? This past relationship is just that. In my past, though it seems that my wife is forever pained by it. So let's say it's France, just for the sake of argument, I guess. So every time this woman hears a French accent, or during the Olympics, she
Olympics
probably can't watch
must be hell.
TV.
She can't walk by a baguette without screaming.
That's a deep, like,
That woman, you know what the advice is?
yeah.
I wish I had a BetterHelp code for you. No, I'm kidding, because
Well, I
BetterHelp's
want to
bad.
give her
but-
I want to give the wife the benefit of the doubt, but like, what did he tell his wife about this lady in the first place?
Well, it doesn't even matter. It was somebody from before they met.
Yeah, in another country.
Like, yeah, I feel that she's taking a little too far by blaming the whole country.
Yeah.
for this,
It's not even that
this-
she's blaming him.
yeah.
It's just like this
being
idea.
triggered by it.
She
Yeah.
is overreacting.
But like, I have to like, wait, if he says like, yeah, I did this to the woman, she was so fucking hot and
Yeah.
well,
stuff
true.
like that. So I need to know what the extent of this conversation is. There's
They've only been together for 5 years. Like, that's a relatively short amount of time still. You know, or married 5 years. Who knows how long?
So I
they've
want to
been
give
together,
both of
but-
them grace. Like, yes,
No.
you shouldn't be triggered by just a mention or
It's bad. That's bad. Somebody hurt her in her
Yeah,
past.
that's just cuckoo behavior in the
and
first place.
she's got
Yeah.
some baggage.
That's a deep jealousy.
That's not healthy at all. And in fact, it would be a major red flag to me.
Yeah.
that this person can't handle regular life stuff.
I would actually probably confront if it were you, Amy, I would be like, I can't do that. Like, this is some bullshit. I got to be able to eat this baguette in peace.
He loves his baguette so goddamn much.
If she looked at me with
You love that baguette more than me.
that like Kill Bill music every time you see a beret.
Well, maybe he makes France his whole personality.
Oh, maybe.
Does he watch Ratatouille all the time?
You think he would do it to trigger her once he realized that she was triggered by the country? He would just
He smokes cigarettes and
every time they
drinks
go out,
red wine all the
Does he
time.
order French fries?
French fries, potato pancake.
What?
I don't know.
Just various ways a potato could be.
It's like I know she skips the France Pavilion at Epcot.
Oh, yeah, she can't go in. And in fact, she can't even go to Epcot.
Yeah.
She's
But
like, I can't go.
It's too French.
Because I can see the Eiffel Tower from here.
She's like, we have to go all the way around to get to Canada. We're not crossing France.
She's never been to Kings Island because the first thing you see when you walk in is a giant Eiffel Tower. She can't do it.
Can't take it.
She won't. She's not into threesomes with. She can't Eiffel Tower anybody.
No, she can't say. She won't say menage a trois.
No, she can't handle it.
No.
She can't take it. She just calls it onion soup. He calls it onion soup, so she doesn't pour hot scolding.
No, that's bad,
Soup in her
man.
soup.
Onion soup. That just sounds gross without the.
It does
French.
without French.
Yeah.
She's got some
You need
some
the
work
cheese,
to do
yeah.
on her self-esteem.
Yeah.
It's not okay. And it's not okay to make your partner feel bad about something that happened before you even came into their lives. That's not fair to anyone. And then you're never going to be happy.
Oh, did he say like, it's like, I wish I had.
Yes, he was like, I wish I had married her instead.
Or something like
My
that.
wife is being so weird.
Or she's like, and he's like, but I'm happy with you. I mean, I feel that's
maybe?
understandable, but her reaction is
outlandish.
size, yeah.
Unless he was like, I want to name our baby after this woman I fucked once in France.
It's like, I want to name our child Amelie.
Then maybe I could see being that.
Yeah, it's very
Triggered.
hard to like make a judgment on these
Yeah.
questions when there's so little given.
This is true. This is
Yeah.
true. Yeah?
Yeah.
You getting hungry, Freddie?
A little bit.
Is that all this talk about French food?
I think it
The
was.
croissant,
I was thinking
A baguette.
bread.
brie.
Unfortunately, there's no French restaurants close to us.
There aren't any.
There used to be.
Got to make do.
Remember Jean Robert's table? There was like his inexpensive version of his fancy French
Well,
restaurant.
that's far,
Inexpensive, my
too.
ass.
It was still pretty expensive.
Even if it was open, I wouldn't go there because it's far.
yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
And I'm hungry now.
Andy is hungry. I am hungry. Freddie is hungry. We're gonna go get some lunch because it's a beautiful day out. We're gonna go enjoy it.
We can go to a bistro.
Ooh, a little bistro. How
Bistro.
French of us. Go to a patisserie,
Potatory.
the dancery. Okay, sorry. Talk a little bit while I get the song ready.
So, you ever been to Montgomery Cyclery? I started to say bicyclery. That was a bike shop.
You
that
can
we-
add a re to anything, can you?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what you chose to say while I was bringing up the song.
It's just a local jingle that got stuck in our heads. It was played a lot during Three's Company when we were kids.
Do you think it's because it rhymed, the Montgomery Cyclery Three's Company?
Maybe.
All right. Bye, everybody.
All right, bye.